The NBA draft has come and gone, and Anthony Edwards, like we expected, he was the first pick in the NBA draft. So now he goes to Minnesota, and I'm going to talk about what you could expect from him in the fantasy value for Anthony Edwards, the 19-year-old freshman from Georgia. He put up points, he scored a lot, and now he's on a team where he's not going to have the ball that much in his hands, and his three-point shooting wasn't all that great. Now he's there with Rubio, who got traded as well. D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Karl Anthony Towns, the main players there. Edwards, I think he'll start as the small forward for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's the number one pick. He's going to score his points, but I don't think his fantasy value is going to skyrocket just because he was the number one pick, especially with Russell, Towns, and Rubio over there. Three veterans that need the ball in their hands and needed to score. So Edwards, I think his outlook, he's a late round flyer. You're going to take him in fantasy leagues, because if he was on a team with totally nobody on it, then he would be higher in drafts. But Edwards, he'll help you in the points category, and rebounds, not bad. He was 19.5 and 2.8 assists in college, but his three-point percentage is what the problem was for Anthony Edwards. Only 29%, so he's got to improve his three-point shot. In this offense with those other guys, like I said, I think he's going to have to be a spot-up shooter more than anything, because, you know, Russell loves the ball in his hands, and Towns, he's going to have to get his touches. So for fantasy purposes, it's not the best landing spot for Edwards. He's still a guy, though, I'm going to try to get 10th round or later in fantasy drafts coming up within the next month. But I'm not going to try to get him early in drafts just to have him on my team. His usage is not going to be there like other rookies, in my opinion, because you got Towns and Russell there. He's going to take time to develop. He's got to develop a shot. So we'll see what Anthony Edwards does in training camp and stuff. But I'm going to tell you, he'll be a starter. And in deep fantasy leagues, 14, 16-team leagues, you definitely could go get Anthony Edwards. But in 10 teams or less, he might be undraftable going into the fantasy season as Edwards. So that's my fantasy take on the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, Anthony Edwards, and what he's going to do for your fantasy basketball teams.